All right, let's proceed with the different steps of the gel manicure. So first of all, you will have to have prepared your nails and cuticles. So you must have cut your nails, filed them, pushed back your cuticles, cut them if it was necessary. I'm going to show you the procedure for just one nail, because once you know how to do one, then you know how to do the 10 nails. So first step is going to be using your little buffer. The idea behind the buffer is to create little ridges. So when you apply your gel, it's going to stick a lot better. So one little tip is to make sure you go absolutely everywhere, as close to the skin and the cuticle as you can, without obviously being too harsh. And then you insist as well on the edge. So it will help when you apply your base coat and the different layers for the gel to stick a lot better. Then you're going to use your glue products, the Scrub Fresh, to take away any residue and any oil, the nail plate. And now you're ready to apply your base coat. So one of the things you need to bear in mind with the gel manicure is that the gel, once you apply, you put your hand under the LED or UV light, the gel tends to shrink a little bit. So that's why we're trying as therapists to go as high as we can, but the catch-22 is not to go too high, because if you start touching the cuticle or the skin, then it creates a little flap, and then when your nail plate starts growing, it's very easy for the clients to want to pick at it, and then once you start picking at it, then it's very easy to lift the hold of the gel off the nail plate, which you don't want. You don't want to have a client coming back for reapplication. So now, once we've done the curing of the base coat for about 30 seconds to 1 minute, it really depends on the setting of your machine, then you're going to apply the color. Once again, try to go as high as you can without touching the skin or the cuticle. One of the things that happens as well with color is that some colors tend to be to give more or less coverage. So some colors you will need 2 coats, some others you will need 2, 3. I've come across some colors where you need 5. Now, bear in mind that the more layers you apply, the thicker the product is going to look once it starts growing. Some clients don't like that, so make sure you know your colors, so you know which one to recommend to your clients. So ideally you want no more than 2, but sometimes I must say, if the product is thin enough, then you can go on to a 3rd coat. Okay, so this one tends to give a good coverage, so I know that after 2 coats, oops, I've made a boo-boo, I'm not going to have any problem with 2 coats. So that's where the little cuticle stick becomes handy, and then I'm just going to scrape the excess of product and pop on the machine for 30 seconds. One thing I haven't mentioned is that when you place your fingers under the light, you can feel intense heat on the nail plate. So if that happens, sometimes it's just a freak thing, so you take your hands off and then you pop into the machine again. If it happens again, then you need to have a look at the thickness of your nails. If the nail plate is too thin, then I wouldn't recommend that you do gel manicure. Perfect, so now we do the top coat, so that's what gives the shine, and give the durability to your gel. So last pass, another 30 seconds, and then we're going to use what is known as disperse. It's alcohol based, and we're going to use it to remove the tackiness, the stickiness that is left on the nail plate at the end of your treatment. So I'm just going to wait a few more seconds. That's it. So it's the moment of truth. If you have made a good preparation of your nail, then it looks near perfection. So one last thing that you can apply on your cuticle is a bit of oil, because all the products that we've used are a bit drying for the skin and the nail plate. But it looks good. So now you can repeat on the 10